Okay, good morning, everybody. Good afternoon or good evening. My name is Victor, and I'm going to be your anchor for this training. But this is a curriculum description for the customer relationship management. So if you're interested in taking the customer relationship management program, the customer relationship management course, I'm going to be giving you details of the content of the course. So we're going to be looking at a mix between marketing, sales, support others. So how do you relate with your clients? How do you relate with customers? How do you run campaigns? That is marketing campaigns. How do you generate leads? Because every business, for you to succeed, you will need prospects, right? You need prospects because it's from the prospects that you have, the persons that are interested, they become leads, qualified leads or targeted leads then before they become customers. How do you form a database? Then how, after marketing is done, how do you now assign that to sales executives or sales agents? Because marketing is actually different from sales. But CRM tends to look at the entire landscape, because marketing has to do with you creating relationship with your prospect in order to tell them about a value for either your product or service. That's what marketing is all about, selling value for your product and services so that that can translate to sales. Whereas sales is your actual selling, right? So how do you pre-qualify them? How do you convert them to leads? Then of course, in orders, we're going to looking at how do you now make those orders or make your customers make those orders, deliver those orders. And of course, it doesn't just end that way. You have to now start offering support, after sales support. So those are the things we're going to be looking at in the customer relationship management course. Who should take this course? So any business personnel that has sales, marketing, or anybody in billing has to do with the finance aspect or the e-commerce aspect of sales. Then any business personnel that wants to create codes, send invoices, because you're going to be dealing with several individuals, several persons. So how do you know how to treat, how to work with those individuals? Then, or of course, any business or any person that wants to show their customer that they are a priority, because we normally say customer is king. Any business organization that wants to increase efficiency. So if you want to increase efficiency, if you want to be top-notch in service delivery, then this course is for you. Then some of the benefits is that with this course, you're able to understand, have better knowledge of your customer, do better segmentation, because for instance, you might be selling shoes. You should be able to understand that in the entire customer base that you have, they come from different segments. You have kids, you have youngsters, you have adolescents, you have the mid-age individuals, you have the matured, you have the elderly. People have different views how they see things. So you could classify based on their age. You can also classify based or segment your customers based on their needs or their wants. You may also classify your customers based on their earning capacity, right? If you're selling shoes, for instance, the person that's going to spend, let's say, $1,000 for a pair of shoes is there. The person that doesn't want to spend above, let's say, $50 is there. The person that doesn't want to spend above $10 is there. So you have different market or customer segment. So how do you do better segmentation? Then of course, better customer retention, because you might have a large churn rate. So churn rate has to do with how much of your customers are you losing per time, right? Over a period of time, because you might be acquiring 10 customers every month, but every month they are not becoming return customers and you're losing them. They're not serving us, they're not giving you referrals. How do you do better customer retention? How do you better anticipate the needs of your customers, right? How do you better tell, okay, this is what this person is going to need after using this particular product? After the person is done with a particular service, for instance, somebody buys a laptop, How do you anticipate what is going to be needing? Is it going to be needing internet service? Is it going to be needing thumb drives, that is flash drives, accessories? Is it going to be needing a headphone? Is it going to be needing an external mouse, an external keyboard, or different kind of things somebody is going to need? And you should be able to anticipate that and pre-sell that to your customers. Then how do you offer better, speedier communications? You want to offer service at speed, then of course better protect data privacy. We all know about, or if you're not aware before now, the GDPR, General Data Protection Regulation by EU, is an EU policy that was enacted sometime around 2007, got into use in 2017, then got into use 2018. So many countries have adopted this regulation in Nigeria, South Africa, Ghana, typically all the countries around the world, in the UK, in the US. Each country have domesticated these general data protection regulations. So it has to do with who is going to collect data, who is going to store data, who is going to process data, who is going to transfer data. So there's need for privacy, because when you're dealing with customers, you're going to be having their needs, their data, right? Those data that you're going to be having, you should be able to maintain some level of privacy. Then we want to understand what customer relationship management is about. Typically a model for managing the customer's interaction with current and future customers. So how do you manage the entire process, right from when you're doing marketing to when you're doing sales, to when you start processing their orders, to the extent where you start supporting them, right? You might be using physical technology-based administrative controls in order to manage all of these, your customers, right? So good CRM is a strategy, is a business strategy, right? Then we're going to be looking at some definitions of CRM, some concepts: lead management, project management, sales management. How do you customize, right? In delivering service to your customers. Then how do we integrate tech and human effort to deliver service to our clients? Then we're going to be looking at the purpose of CRM. What are the benefits? What are the prime reasons why we need to log or have ticketing system, right, for our customers' need? Because if we don't run ticket system, if we don't have an archive on managing our clients, we might not be able to support them, or we might lose track of a trail of all of the needs that they have. Then in module 1, we're going to be looking at the different stages of customer relationship. We're going to be looking at the cycle. We're going to be looking at the types of CRM. We're going to be looking at the importance, the success factors. What should you be looking at if you manage a business, manage an enterprise, have a product, have a service, and intend to relate with customers? Then we're going to be looking at stakeholders. We're going to be looking at customer satisfaction. We're going to also look at one of the customer satisfaction model, the table model. So that has to do with what are the different activities that you're going to be engaged in right from the start of knowing the customer to you delivering that service, right? Your rationale behind customer satisfaction, how do you measure that? Do you have KPIs, key performance index? You might say, okay, I want my customer to see me as trustworthy, or I want my customer to see me as somebody that, or a company that doesn't have this notion of all sales are final, right? Because there are some businesses that if you deal with them, transact with them, it's final. They don't have return policy, they don't have a friendly policy if something goes wrong and the rest. So how do you want to measure your customer satisfaction? We're going to be looking at that. Then in module 3, we're going to be looking at service quality, right? Issues that have to do with service quality, dimensions of service quality, the different types of service quality. How do you have a customer satisfaction and marketing program evaluation, right? What's your quality assurance like? So a customer can look at quality as something A, whereas you can be looking at quality as B, something B. So how do you align these a concept, or how do you align these different perspectives or view of quality? Then we're going to be looking at service quality gap. How do you bridge the gap between what the customer's needs are, and of course, what you are delivering to your customer. Then we're going to be looking at service quality management scale. Then in module 4, we're going to be looking at electronic CRM, right? There are several CRM tools like Dynamics, like Zoho, like TalkTool, like Zopim. You have quite a number of electronic customer relationship management tools. Whatever that's going to help you interact with your customer over voice, over telephone, over chat, via email, create tickets, attend to them. That is what electronic CRM is. A regular CRM would just be having to run these processes manually. But how do you digitize these processes? Because there's what to call business processes. So business processes have to do with all of those activities that you engaged in trying to render service to your customer. So is it sales? Is it marketing? Is it recruitment? Is it customer relationship? Is it a support? All of the different aspects. Is it payments? Right? All of the different aspects of running your business. E-business has to do with you now migrating most of these things over the internet, running it online. So part of the e-business processes that you can engage in is e-CRM, right? Running them digitally. So are you going to be having a voice portal? Are you going to be having a virtual platform for offering these services? So we're going to look at some of these tools and see how they can help us. For instance, if you have a website, how do you use the website to provide electronic CRM? Are you going to be using an SMS services, right? Are you going to be using short code where a customer needs to be attended to? All you just need to do is to dial a short code, if it's that, or rather a toll-free number, or is it going to send an SMS to a short code number and automatically, right? He can be attended to. So we're also going to be looking at database management system, right? So whichever type of digital CRM platform that you're going to deploy, it's going to have some form of database. Is it going to be, this is quite techy actually. Is it going to be Oracle? Is it going to be MySQL server? Are you going to be running MySQL, MongoDB, Postgres at SQL? Are you going to be running all of the different types of database management system? The thing is that whatever tool you're going to be using is going to integrate one of the database management system, right? Then we're also going to look at you warehousing this your data, especially if you're going to be doing CRM for a large enterprise like Google Cloud services, like Google Cloud Platform, GCP, like Windows or Microsoft Azure, or what's it called? The Amazon Web Services, right? They have the different tools you could use to do CRM. Even Amazon have a call center service that you can implement, you can integrate. So we're going to be looking at small tools, medium tools, and large-scale enterprise tools that you can use to do data mining. How do you extract emails, phone numbers from the interaction between you and your customers? We're also going to be looking at several data mining techniques. How do you collect data? How do you utilize it? How do you use that to now further interact with your customers? Of course, I've talked about call center, multimedia center, and of course, the importance of CRM. Then lastly, we're going to be looking at emerging perspectives, right? Things are growing every day. So how do you rate success? What are the different factors that are going to be affecting employees' customer orientation, behavior? Because there are several models to these. C-level executives also have to treat whoever that's going to be engaged in CRM as an in-house customer. Just like your external customers are customers for your organization, whoever that's going to handle CRM should be customer also for the company. That will also give them this idea of ownership, right? Like the Navy SEAL, we always say extreme ownership, it's very paramount if you're going to succeed in business. Okay, we're going to be doing some projects, some research, then of course, certification. So thank you very much. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. So we're going to be bringing on all of these 6 modules in the CRM course. Thank you very much. Have questions, don't forget to like, subscribe, and also comment in the comment section.